This is going to be a very politically incorrect show. Not politically correct. It is a really strange thing right now. This study, even I didn't realize it, and I've been kind of tuned into these issues of Christian persecution in the Middle East and around the world. It's right now Christians in the world are the most persecuted faith group that there is. You wouldn't know that. If you talk to people in America or in Europe, they always talk about Islamophobia, which Andrew Klavan, I believe, once defined as the irrational fear of having your head cut off. That's not politically correct. But that's all you hear about. You don't hear about the Christians. It's silenced. We're talking about how we need to bring Muslim migrants over. All we have to do is bring the Muslim migrants over. We bring hardly any Christian refugees over. And the Christian refugees are the ones who are being utterly decimated by Muslim militants throughout the Middle East and elsewhere. According to this study by Aid to the Church in Need, they examined Christians in China, Egypt, Eritrea, India, Iran, Iraq, Nigeria, North Korea, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Syria, and Turkey. Only Saudi Arabia has not gotten significantly worse for Christians over the last few years, and that's only because it can't really get much worse. It's like it's not a thriving metropolis of Christians. The Christians have been almost entirely wiped out of Iraq and Syria. We know, we had Ji Sung Ho on the show, the North Korean defector, just a week or two ago, and he talked about how if you are said to be a Christian in North Korea, you will be executed publicly and on the spot, no questions asked, gun pulled out, shoot you right in the head. This is a weird thing, and especially in the United States and in Europe, I think we have this sense now, especially lefties here, have this sense that, Iraq and Syria, those are for Muslim people. That's not, the Christians aren't supposed to be there. Those aren't for Christian people. But of course, Syria was the home of Christianity for so long. Not all of them, but many of the early popes came out of Syria. Peter is from Bethsaida. Paul had his conversion. He had the scales over his eyes, knocked off his horse on the road to Damascus, or knocked off his as he's going up to Damascus. That's not in Rome. That's not in Tours. That's not in England. That's in Syria. But we have this idea that that's for the Muslims. That's for the Muslim people. All over the Middle East and Africa, there are summary executions of Christians, torture, crucifixion, all of these things. Not politically correct to say.